G'day guys, Scott from FatB Trader here, just bringing you a quick video lesson on trading the Euro US dollar. So what I want to do today is actually give you a little bit of a video lesson in advance of actually taking the trade, and just show you what I'm looking at here. Now today I'm looking at a classic pivot trade, and it hasn't triggered yet, obviously. And let me just zoom into here and we'll have a look. I have got an order in the market though, and you can probably see that there. Just essentially I am looking for a chunk between here and here, which is about 30 points, I think. Worked this out all before, but there you go, 30 points. So I'm taking my profit a little bit before the daily pivot. The euro is looking quite heavy today, and I think there's some news coming out later on that's going to make it not particularly nice to be trading in. So with that in mind, let's take a look at why I'm looking at this. So again, comes back to the classic high-low. You've got the green, which is the London session, you've got the red, which is New York. Obviously we took that trade last night, which is what we talked about in yesterday's video. Today it's the classic, there's a level of support, there's a good risk reward level, and there's a good target above, being the daily pivot. So it's pretty straightforward. Now you're probably asking, well, why aren't you taking it from down here? And that's a good question. I mean, I could take it from obviously down at this level, but you know, I wasn't in front of the computer at the time, A, and you know, B, I'm not really looking to take a high risk trade, if that makes sense. Like, not a high risk trade, a higher risk trade. I'm looking to just basically take a little bit out of the middle of the move. I'm not trying to capture the absolute bottom, or the absolute top for that matter. I'm just trying to take a chunk out of the middle, and that's it. For me, I really want to see it up at this level, because technically, like, let's do a real basic simple trend line on the shorter term. I want to see it break above there. Essentially, I want to see it getting some upward momentum. We're getting that indicated here, but of course we are also getting a fall off in volume after London. I would say probably in anticipation of this news coming up, people are probably standing by to see how that all works. So I hope that explains that. Yeah, I could take a punt at this level and have a stop really tight below here, and that would provide me an excellent risk reward ratio. I could potentially get 50 points there for risking maybe 10 points, so like a 5-to-1, and that's freaking outstanding. But at the end of the day, it just doesn't look right. And the euro at the moment, I'm really not, even though I have got a long bias, I'm looking to take little longs here and there. It's just not really giving me the greatest amount of confidence, because my longer term bias is bearish on the pair. So I've kind of got two sides of me wrestling at the moment, and I hope that all makes sense. I've rambled on for like 4 minutes, so I'm going to stop now, and we'll come back when the trade triggers and go from there. So guys, we've been testing this key level 11345, and I've reversed my bias to the short side for the moment. Obviously this is very short-term stuff, but you can just see here, we just got the stops pushed, and I was hoping for a run down to 11328 or 11325, but we may have just got suckered into this move here. I'll just have to make that call. If it continues on, breaks this level, we'll have to go back to our original bias and obviously load up into this position. But I'm just getting the feeling there has just been some QE, ECB QE rumours swirling, and I just get the feeling that we may get a little push down here, just to run some people's stops before I run up to that pivot. but I could be wrong. So we'll see what's going on. I'm just seeing some news come out. Yeah, trying to break support 11353. Okay. Yeah. Oh well, it's this is actually the swing bottom from March 2 as well. This level right here, 11353. So I would say if we go back to here, geez, I should have picked that, shouldn't I? It's a bit of a dick move. Okay, oof, yeah, right there. That could be. You know what? I'm going to move this down. Move this down maybe a little lower, because if we get a push through here, we're going to see it. We're going to see it push on. Yeah, probably down to 113. All right, guys. I'll come back in a moment. Sorry, thinking and talking. Okay, so we're back. Watching this trade, it's almost actually taking me out. I'm gonna just move this down a smidge, just in front of the price. There's basically what's been going on, and the reason my bias changed is there's a guy, Klaus Knott, who's on the ECB monetary committee, has just been talking a whole lot of smack about interest rates, and he's worried about this and he's worried about that. It's just this guy's opinion about something that may happen in the future. It's all fluff, really. Anyway, I think bugger it, I'm going to close out at this point. It's hit my target. My target was 15 below there. Yeah, I got to shake my head around just some of the comments that these guys make. I mean, there's not a scheduled press conference. This guy's talking on Bloomberg. He's just basically saying he's worried about accidents when interest rates rise, that helicopter money is not within the ECB's mandate, and all this just complete rubbish. Isn't actually saying anything, not actually giving people any indication of what's going to happen with the economy, because these guys don't know. Like, they're trying to give proactive comments, or they're trying to make proactive decisions on a reactive data, like data that's happened in the past. That there's just no way that they even know what they're doing. So anyway, look, that's enough of my bitch or rant. But essentially, what I've done, guys, I have reversed my bias just because there is all these ECB rumours swirling around at the moment. And people making stupid comments. So I still really like the buy trade. I still really like this trade up through this zone here. But what I'd want to see now, honestly, is... oh, I forgot I'm on Camtasia. What I'd want to see now is I'd want to see price come back up here, retest this, and then come down, you know, and start working its way up higher to get back to this level. I don't know that's going to happen today. You know, it's a shame, but yeah, I just don't think it's going to happen, because that's a really good, well, it was a good setup until this rubbish in here started happening. Where you're looking at these very short-term charts, you've got to be conscious of these fundamental things. I mean, you've got to be looking at, you know, your Twitter. You've got to be looking at things like Forex Live, Forex Factory, you know, Bloomberg. I've got that on in the background, just to see what's happening, because you'll often see, like this here, like this just basically fell back down here and started doing this rubbish. Once this guy started speaking, and basically this guy came on, literally, I kid you not, I kid you not, he came on, he started speaking, and the price started falling, and I was like, well, that's not a good sign. Basically invalidates my long setup. So what I'm saying is, short-term trading, even though you might be a completely technical trader, you really need to pay attention to the short-term fundamentals and the long-term fundamentals and the fundamentals in general, and news and all that sort of stuff. So I know people say to me all the time, I'm just a technical trader, but I think if you're going to be short-term, you've got to be aware that there's going to be these little fundamental things that will change things, and, you know, mean you have to change your bias. I mean, like I said, start of the day, I was long. Now, obviously, and I took a short. So, you know, go figure. end of the day, it doesn't matter as long as you are taking trades that make money. You're allowed to change your bias. You're not married to these things, so just be aware of that. It looks like we're going to see some further falls. So going back, I think I covered this in the first part of the video. You know, you've got this level here. This is on the 15-minute chart. This is back on the 6th of April, 1st of April, and I think we'll probably try and have a crack at this level here, this 31st of the 3rd level, which is around the 113 level. As discussed, you know, I've got my target. My target was 15 on this because I thought it would be a short-term stop push, but just listening to some more of these comments, I think you know, we may see it fall a bit further, but I'm done until we see a new setup. Alright guys, that's it for me. If you've got any questions, please, again, as always, you know, reach me on Twitter or Profitly or FatBTrader, and we can connect and have a chat or have a Twitter chat, whatever floats your boat. Alright guys, till next time, trade well.